What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's good, y'all? So we are back again for a brand new season of The Shy. Okay, this season 4, episode 1. Shout out to Showtime on The Shy, because they put up the first episode on their YouTube page, which I'm glad that, Showtime, regardless, they put up the episodes early anyway. Not necessarily always on the YouTube page, but if you got the app, they put it up literally at 12 o'clock a.m., the day that it's supposed to come on Sunday, which works fine with me because, I got two shows already that I'm reviewing, even though one is about to be over in a couple of weeks. Pose. It's going to break my heart. It's gonna break my heart. But anyway, so we are here. I get to do it prior, and I won't have to stress about getting these reviews out or whatever at a timely fashion. So you'll probably get the shot earlier than you get anything else on Sunday. So shout out to that. But let's just get into this episode. So the episode starts off with Kevin. First of all, I think it was Otis Redding playing in the background. Trial of attendance, okay? And I was like, all right, what's going on? Kevin is in this tux, okay? He in this nice little suit or whatever. He's running down this hallway. He's looking confused, discombobulated a little bit. And I'm like, what's happening? What's going on? And so he gets to this door and he's trying to open up the door. And as he's opening up the door, we seeing flashes to Keisha. We see somebody just, a woman is screaming. We hear a woman is screaming, then we see Keisha. Keisha is delivering her baby, and it looks like a water birth, a natural water birth. Bitch, let me tell you something. I ain't never want to have kids like that, okay? If I ever change my mind and say, oh, knock me up, get me pregnant, okay? It's gonna be epidural, okay? Girl, I know the risk, but Ashley don't want to feel the pain, okay? That's what it is. And y'all want to do this water birth and this natural shit. Why would y'all do that to yourself? I know that's what our ancestors had to do back in the day, but we ain't got to do that no more. We ain't got to do that no more, okay? And some of y'all say it's a beautiful thing, okay? Some of y'all built for it, bitch. Ashley is not, okay? But anyway, and more power to you if you can handle it, because, girl, I can't. Moving on from that, and then we see, it's like they look like they're at a little gala or something, because we see people dancing at this, and it's a suit and tie situation. We see people dancing, and then we see Doodah, aka Otis Perry. He up on the roof or something, and it's like, who he talking to? He's outside, everybody else inside. It's like three different things that's going on. Next thing you know, Kevin is trying to open up this door, and I guess when he finally opens up the door, we see Jake. Jake is in the hallway or whatever, kissing on some girl. And I'm sitting here like, oh, bitch, who is Jake kissing on? And then I was like, the girl, Jake looked up like, damn, bro, you caught me. You caught me. I'm sorry, bro. And I'm looking like, who is this? Bitch, the girl turned around and it was Gemma. Okay? Miss Power to the people, pro black Gemma. I said, oh, so you a cheating ass bitch too. I knew Jake had it for her. Jake couldn't stand that girl all last season. Thought that she was taking his homeboy away and all that shit. She was bougie as hell and all that woo woo woo. But the whole time he had feelings for her. We saw that shit coming. Poor little Kevin running down the hallway, looking, trying to fight back his tears, wiping his face, trying to get it together. I said, no, whoop his ass, okay? And then, because you can't whoop hers. You can't whoop hers. But that's your best friend and your girl. Betrayal. And they young, too. They young. He is going to be... they too young to be going through these problems, okay? This is adult situations. Meanwhile, we see Doodah get shot. And I'm like, who shot Doodah? What the hell? And then it goes to 1 month earlier. I said 1 month earlier. Okay, let's figure it out. What's gonna happen? So with Keisha, she's trying to figure out, she's fully pregnant. Okay, mama is fully pregnant, and we figure that she's giving the child up for an adoption. We see her in the scene with Tiffany and her trying to figure out what clothing to wear to meet the parents. And it's a whole bunch of people that's gonna be in this season. One of those people is Tabitha Brown, okay, from the internet. She's playing, I guess, the part of the adopted parents. You know what I'm saying? So they got to figure that out. Meanwhile, Emmett still has his restaurant Smokies, okay? Papa, he works there. He wind up, getting his first little paycheck. He want to be employee of the month and stuff like that. And we got to tell him, look, boy, we don't do nothing like that here, okay? That's not what it is. He was like, I said, Papa, you trying to, your daddy just got caught up on some shit. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with money, okay? Being a fraud and all that stuff, stealing money and shit like that. And you gonna ask this boy, next time, can you pay me in cash so I don't have to give my money to take the taxes out or whatever so I can keep all my money. It don't work like that, okay? It don't work like that because it's gonna catch up to your ass, all right? Let them take that money out, bitch. Let them take that money out. We ain't doing under the table type stuff. He gets to eat free. Him and Maisha still going strong. They eat their little breakfast there every morning. We get Tiff coming up in there. I said, Emmett and Tiff still together? What the hell is going on? I said Emmett and Tiff are still together. How is that possible? I said, bitch, what is the timeline? How long they been together? Okay, we already know that at least for a month they cool. And also in the flashback, in the flash forward, we see Emmett was in the bathroom and somebody was trying to get into the bathroom and he looked like he had this very distressed look on his face like, damn, I'm in it. I'm in trouble. I fucked up. So I'm figuring Tiff is the one that's trying to open up that door because she finds out about him and Don. Mind you, he up there trying to flirt with her and all this stuff. I was like, oh, that's cute or whatever if I didn't know how your character really was, And he want her to call him daddy or call him the boss. She said, nigga, I ain't gonna call you none of that, okay? I'm not about to boost your head up like that. You cute or whatever, but we not about to do that, okay? Next thing you know, Tiff go in the back, and I forget that Lala was on here, Lala Anthony, and she played Dom, and I forget that them two had something going on. Emmett and Dom, while he was messing around with Tiff, and then proposed to her. You cheated on your girl, and proposed to her, and got married still, so that, you can have a clear conscience, but your conscience is still calling and doing tricks on your ass, okay? It's very loud, and so at this point, Tiff, she having issues, she used to do the weed stuff and she's having issue with her supplier, so she want Dom to go in business with her and to cook up some weed, some edibles and stuff. And she was like, girl, it's a science to this and I ain't got time for it, so not right now. We ain't finna do that, okay? So then Darnell comes up in there. Emmett's daddy, all right? Listen, Emmett daddy is hilarious. He is that old nigga that will not come up with the times. And when you finally put them on a new technology, they won't leave that technology until 50 years later, okay? And then they'll get the new technology, okay? Mind you, it's a whole bunch of other shit that has already passed and came through in that whole process. You know what I'm saying? All those years that he hasn't upgraded, we gonna wait years and years and years and years later. Case in point, he still has the Bluetooth earpiece for the cell phone that look like a goddamn microphone. Bitch, I'm sitting here like, this man is hilarious, all right? He on the phone talking to somebody saying that he'll be there, or no, I'm on a damn Ryan. He up in Emmett place, okay? Mind you, he there to see Dom, because them two hooking up. They've been together for 2 years or whatever. And I was like, okay, now how this gonna work? Now I'm thinking what's gonna go down with this, how he gonna find out? Do he know that your son did all this or whatever with her? Bitch, Dom was like, let me tell you something. He was like, uh-oh, because they in the back. What's up? She was like, I fucked your son. First of all, he said, which son? She said, Emmett, okay? And I was just like, oh, snap. He was like, I mean, it's cool or whatever. That was before me. You mad now. It is what it is. And she was like, you ain't mad? He was like, it's cool. But he went over there to Emmett and he was like, that's what you doing? So you got the nerve to marry your wife in front of your mistress? I said, boy, this is a mess. And then, is her name Jade? His mama, Emmett mama come up in there. And so, Darnell, he leaves out or whatever. Girl, it's about to be a mess. With that particular storyline, I just want him to get caught. I really do. For some reason, I just want him to get caught because he should never play with Tiffany like that. Tiffany used to be a little bitch, but, she didn't deserve that. She didn't deserve that. Kevin, grown-ass situations, okay? The episodes actually, after they get through with the little flashback and they go from the 1 month earlier to the first thing that we see 1 month earlier, Bitch, Kevin is in the bed with Gemma. They slept the night in her room. I said, what? How old are you guys? How old are you guys? They're sexting. And I'm just not comfortable with that, okay? Because I know kids are out here doing that, and it's like they're getting younger and younger as they're doing it, but, you know, they're acting like they're adults, okay? And he jumping out the window because, you know, they got to hurry up and get out because they overslept and all this shit. And I don't even think he was supposed to spend the night, you know, and it's light outside. The daddy out there meditating, so they trying to hurry up and get him out before he come through. And so, you know, he jumping out the window, not realizing that the daddy got a camera out there and looking at his surveillance camera and seeing him, you know, jumping out the window, putting his clothes on, and to come back to the door to make it seem like he there to pick her up or whatever for school. And they get into this conversation about, you know, because the news was talking about, you know, Doodah, whether or not he was a good mayor or a gangster, you know, mayor or gangster. And we hear people in image shop or whatever talking about Brandon, whether or not he got killed or if he's in witness protection, you know. And they talking about the police and who's a capitalist and all this stuff. And then he brings up the fact that something happened where some boys that look like Kevin, they set something on fire or they committed a crime. And, you know, he's just putting it out there so that they can be careful. But some of the rhetoric that he was giving, it was giving all lives matter teas just a little bit. Just a little bit. Especially when he said, it's some good cops out there. Okay? I said, okay, sir. If you see so. Meanwhile, speaking of Doodah, we got Trig and Imani downstairs in the basement, and they made a little makeshift beauty salon, and they hooking up somebody, and we got Jake down there sweeping the floor up, and then this guy comes in called Man Man. He wanted to help out to earn some money, so he continues to sweep the floor, whatever. Doodah come down there, you know. Of course, you know, Trig had to call him out on the whether he a gangster or a mayor type of thing, that the headlines that was on the news. And he was like, when you start looking at the news, first of all, he was like, I had to start looking at it, you know, when I started working with you. Dude, I changed that up. He said, let me correct you, bruh. You don't work with me, you work for me. I said, oh. Now let me tell you something. Doodah is supposed to be the bad guy, okay? Doodah is supposed to be the bad guy. I understand that, but I love him. My gay ass love him. Like, he is just everything to me. Like, he is a beautiful older, he is a beautiful man, okay? A beautiful black man. And he looks good in a suit, bitch. Like, I don't know. Like, that's the sugar daddy, okay? That is the sugar daddy that I want. Like, all these, I gotta tell y'all the story about this dude, and he was cute, okay? It's up in my girl. Let me stop. The fine straight ones always up in my DMs, and I just have to let them down easy and just be like, listen, baby, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, Catherine. I could look at you and admire your beauty. Yes, you're cute, but it's just not gonna happen. No dick slinging this way unless it's my strap. Okay, that's it. All right. Meanwhile, you know, he all up on Imani, you know, anything you need or whatever. She was like, no, thank you, but we got this. And I was like, what you trying to do? You know, Doodah, he a little cray-cray. I said, oh, watch out for that. I hope they bring back Grammy Doodah. Like, I really want the stud nigga Doodah to come back, bitch. I love that. So what wound up happening next is we see Gemma, Jake, and Kevin. They outside, you know, they just got out of school because they all go to the same prep school, private school, whatever. And earlier when Doodah was there, he was like, I'll take you to school or whatever to Jake. And Trig was like, no, I got him. That's my bruh. Don't even worry about it, you know. So at this point, they walk in, and of course, Gemma, you know, she's complaining about one of the teachers. Jake agrees with her about how the teacher, you know, is just on some bullshit. You know, she's like, I guess it must be a white teacher, and she put up a sign or something, the Black Lives Matter sign, and she thinks she all woke, whatever. And Gemma thinks that it's performative. 9 out of 10 is probably is, okay? But on the other hand, you got Kevin, who is okay with the teacher, you know? And at this point, Gemma is a little annoyed because she like, I want somebody, I gotta be in a relationship with somebody that's gonna agree with what I agree with, you know, that feel the same way that I feel. He was like, I mean, I feel you or whatever, but I love you and all this stuff. And I was like, I love you? I love you? And he said, yes, bitch, I love you. And she was like, you know, this the first time that you ever said that to me. Jake looking like me. And he was like, boy, ain't no way in hell I'm finna tell no, I ain't never told no bitch I love him. I said, Jake, sir, you calm down, okay? Get the little player shit out your blood. Cause truth be told, you find that one girl, you look like the type that'll probably slip into some stuff and then fall deep in love. And then you'll probably be that psychotic type. I don't want to put that on there, but you seem like the type of little bitch, you know what I'm saying? But you know, they kissing. Jake look a little disgusted because he's jealous, okay? You know, at this point, Kevin was supposed to go somewhere with Gemma, some little club meeting or whatever. Of course, it was dealing with black folks or whatever, but he had to take a rain check because he had already said he was going to go play basketball with Jake. And so, you know, Jake talking shit. They on the train or whatever, you know, talking stuff about Gemma, and I can't be with nobody that this is. I said, boy, shut up. Shut up because your colors are showing and your slip is slipped, okay? Bitch, we get it. We get it. We get it. The little jealousy, we get it. You know, you're jealous of your boy. You're jealous of the fact that he's happy, you know, and you like the girl that he wants, that you want her. That's all that it is. Okay? So they get off the train, you know, they go down under the train tracks and they meeting up with a group of kids or whatever, teenagers, and it looked like the same boy that always gave Jake problems, you know, about his brother being from 63rd and the other boy brother being from somebody else. And so, you know, at first it seemed like they was just playing and they was cool with each other, you know, because he was clowning Kevin because Kevin had on his school private uniform and Jake had changed his clothes while he was on the train or whatever, at least changed the hoodie and stuff like that. And so, you know, he was clowning Kevin. Kevin was smiling, not trying to get into nothing, but of course Jake and him start getting into it. You know, they got history, they got beef or whatever, so they going back and forth at each other. I beat your ass, I do this, woo, woo, woo. Mind you, the cops is over there. 2 white cops, okay? Male. They standing over there looking at this whole thing go down because they're about to get into an altercation. They come over there once it starts to get a little bit more serious, trying to break them up or whatever. Jake walks away, okay? And one of the cops go directly after Jake. Jake didn't even start this, okay? It was the other boy that started. I think the other boy pushed Jake first. He put his hands on Jake first, okay? So basically, Jake was defending himself, all right? He wasn't there to start no trouble. That boy came up into their space, you know? And so at this point, the cop directly goes after Jake and tell him to put your hands, no, let me see your ID. He was talking to Kevin and Jake. And you know, of course, Jake being Jake, you know, I have to put some blame on him too, because if the cop said, let me see your ID, he should have just went on ahead and said, here, sir, this is my ID. Jake got a mouth off or whatever, because in this time period, in this time frame, we don't want no more innocent black boys getting lost and shot and killed or whatever and beat up by the cops for no fucking reason. And so Jake, even though Jake mouthed off, what happened should not have happened. You know, so they're going to probably use that as he was resisting arrest and resisting and wasn't being compliant because Jake refused to show his ID, even though they didn't have no cause to get his ID, to be quite honest, okay? And of course, because Jake tried to continue to walk away, the cop grabbed him, body slammed the fuck out of him, was all up on top of him, and then continued to start beating the shit out of him. You saw that boom, boom, boom. And I'm just like, what? Everybody is around like, stop it, stop it. He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything or whatever. And Papa and Maisha comes over there. They start filming or whatever. You know, Kevin was like, okay, here's my ID. He reaches back, and then the other cops pulls the gun out and said, let me see your hands, get down on the floor. And I'm just like, calm down. You know, it's a shame that we live in a time where we really have to be careful with all of our emotions, and in the heat of the moment, we don't think that, okay, this simple gesture can get us killed. You know what I'm saying? I'm not reaching for a gun, but I'm reaching to get in my pocket to get the ID that you wanted. But in this particular moment, you probably think it's a gun because you so, you know, you ready to do something, you know what I'm saying? And they're not thinking, they're kids. And so at this point, they pick Jake up, put him in the car, and you know, he all fucked up. His face bloodied and everything, just bruised up and everything. You know, we see Papa and Maisha and Kevin there at Smokies. And they're just sitting there trying to figure out what to do. And we see the video playing. We hear the video playing of Jake getting beat up. And then we see it. And then, you know, Kevin was like, delete the video, because they was like, what do we do? They wanted to put it up on social media, and Kevin was like, Jake won't want to see nobody see and want people to see him get punked by the cops. And so I'm just like, you know, it's an ego thing, and more so I feel like Kevin was embarrassed himself because he also got that gun poured out on him. And of course, they don't pay no attention to him. Kevin is spiraling. I think they went on ahead and put it up. They uploaded the video. Kevin is outside drinking, okay? I said, why are you giving me Ronnie teas? Put that bottle down. I said, when did we start taking up the liquor like this, okay? I mean, he got a whole fifth and everything in a brown paper bag with a blunt. And it looked like he had several blunts. I said, what is happening? I don't like this, all right? Give me back my innocent little boy, okay? He wasn't all that innocent, but he wasn't all this. He wasn't this. I don't like it. I don't like it, okay? You know, he going through a whole lot because he just had a traumatic experience and he don't know how to handle it. And he has yet to tell anybody because it literally just happened and he hasn't been home yet. Meanwhile, you got Keisha. She going over there to the house of the couple, Tabitha Brown and her husband. Mind you, I should have known something was going on because they're sitting on opposite ends of the couch instead of just sitting close together with each other to appear to be a loving couple that's in love and, you know, on the same page. Every time Tabitha says something, the husband kind of sarcastically refutes it or, you know, say something sarcastic about it. And Keisha picks up on it, was like, do both y'all want this baby? Like, do both y'all want it? Because, you know, I'm picking up on some tension. Are y'all good? Like, for real, for real. Because I don't want my baby to be, you know, I'm a product of divorce. And I don't want that to happen to my baby. You know what I'm saying? And so, what? Oh, that was a spam. Y'all be getting spam tweets. Now I be getting spam calls or whatever. Your warranty. I said, bitch, no. And I just got a spam text message. Crazy. But anyway, you know, the husband trying to explain, you know, marriage is hard. It's not always perfect or whatever. That's fine and dandy. But y'all could have put on a front in front of company. And you're trying to, and I understand they went through this process before and it didn't go through. But you know, you got to put up a front in front of the people to put on a good impression sometimes. You got to fake it sometimes, okay? This is not the time that you put all your issues on display or let it seem like give off that you have issues, and that's exactly what they did. Meanwhile, we got Tracy, okay? Ronnie baby mama, girlfriend or whatever, who had the son that passed in the first episode of the series. You know, she's doing her organizations for the moms who lost sons and kids or whatever to street violence or to the police or whatever. And here comes Doodah and Rose, a.k.a. Candy, looking like money like a motherfucker, okay? Looking like dirty money, all right? No Diddy. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, what y'all want with Tracy? She was like, bitch, what the fuck you want? Okay, you know, I know you the mayor or whatever, but I'm not really here for you and your bullshit because I don't know what you really on, gangster or mayor. Which one are you? Okay, it took you long enough to get down here, whatever. It was like, you know, I can give you some money and all this stuff. I mean, my organization really do need some money, but I'm not about to sell my soul out for you. Okay, you saw how the switch up came. My organization really do need some money, but bitch, I'm not finna go for it. Okay, he was like, why don't you meet me down at this at this little thing that I'm having or whatever, and then you will see. And he got close to her and whispered in her ear, I'm not the bad guy that you think I am. I said, oops. He was flirting. I said, your wife right there. Like, you ain't even got no respect. I guess Rose was like, bitch, do whatever you got to do to get this donation or this endorsement or whatever it is that they trying to do. Meanwhile, Tracy, Dre, and Jada, they in a restaurant and they having dinner or whatever, and they talking about the mayor and how they don't know whether or not they on a fence with him, they really on his side and all this stuff. They still trying to figure him out. And speak of the devil, them two come in, Doodah and Rose, okay? They walk past and, you know, Doodah look at Tracy looking at Doodah. Bitch, you just got through talking all that shit, but you can't deny Doodah put the charm on that girl, and it's been a minute for Trace. It's been a minute for Trace, and Trace puss was hot. And they called it. They was like, girl, stop flirting with that man. He's a married man. She said, bitch, he was flirting with me. It was like, why don't you go over there and talk to him? Listen, I'm finna get up and I'm finna go over there and talk to him and see what he got about, okay? She gets up, looking in the mirror, trying to make sure that her dress and everything and the chi-chi's up. I said, his wife right there, but then again, it's Candy. Candy like them all, okay? So, hey, you could probably get in and be a third for him. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that if Doodah fuck around and play with this lady vulnerability and fuck her, bitch, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad because Doodah, we don't play games like that, okay? We don't do that. So, Tracy get up. She go over there to, Doodah and Rose or whatever, and they sit down. Of course, Jada and Dre doing what we do. We gossiping and like, girl, look at this. She gonna do whatever she gotta do to get that money. Okay, I feel all that shit. Okay, and so Doodah, he trying to talk about the little event or whatever that they supposed to be going to, and he gets a phone call. He gets a phone call and he was like, listen, I'm gonna have to Rose, you gonna have to handle the event. It's something urgent that came up, but it'll be all right, whatever. He trying to play it out, but you can clearly tell that he's pissed because at this point Trig had got a phone call from Jake, and you can tell that something was wrong. Like Jake was in distress, and he didn't know what was going on. So of course Trig is worried because Jake hadn't came home yet. So I guess he called Doodah, or somebody called Doodah, and that was the phone call that he got because then he went to the hospital, and they had Jake all handcuffed up to the bed, and of course Trig is on his feelings of being a big brother, and you hurt my brother, I want blood and all this stuff or whatever. And so he had to put his foot down and told that police officer, you know who I am, take them handcuffs off of him. That's what you do if you want to keep your job, bruh. Okay, I said, I know that's right, dude. I flex your power, okay? This is why Chicago cricket in the first place, bitch. Okay, Lori Lightfoot could never. Anyway, back at the restaurant or whatever, when Doodah had left, Tracy was looking at him like, Rose was like, I mean, it's cool. You can look at him. I seen you checking him out. And she was like, oh my God. She was like, no, girl, it's cool. I don't mind sharing. I said, Rose, you nasty. I said, Candy, y'all know y'all do y'all little threesomes or whatever. So I like to see it. You know what I'm saying? And then one of the last scenes with Doodah, he come up in there, Tracy's little place or whatever, and they looking at each other. Tracy got this little flirting, fuck me, come get me type of look. She painted a little calendar, whatever. And she was like, he said, I just want to pay a visit and, see what's up or whatever. She said, you a little overdressed, don't you think? He took his shirt off and he was up in his little white feet or whatever. He took some paint. I said, what in the Love Jones is about to happen? I know y'all ain't about to fuck right here. No, okay, it's too soon. And then, she was like, did you hear about what happened to them kids, that little boy that got beat up? And he was like, yeah, I heard. She was like, what you gonna do? He said, bitch, I'm taking care of that shit. I said, oh, all right. Because then he was like, I'm sorry about what happened to your son. I said, don't play on her stuff like that. Don't play on her stuff like that. This is a vulnerable woman, okay? Don't do that, because, bitch, something like that would have got me, okay? It would have got me. I ain't even gonna lie. Moving on from that, Kevin do make it home finally. First of all, we got Dre and Nina and Keisha sitting at the table, and they're discussing how did they feel about, or how Keisha felt about the couple that they went to go see, and she just didn't like the energy that was being put off, and they try to tell her, well, not everybody's gonna have their issues or whatever, so nobody's perfect, but Keisha was hell bent on what she feeling, you know what I'm saying? And then Kevin comes in, and he's just in his daze, and you can tell that something's wrong, and they can tell it and they can sense it, and they ask him what's going on, what happened, because he just stands there with this blank stare, and all he says was the police. He goes into his room, he sits down on the floor. First of all, he sits on the bed and then he slides down to the floor, and you can just tell that he's traumatized and he's in deep thought, and the flashes keep coming back, and his mom coming in saying, do you want to talk about it? And he said no. And he just rests his head on her. That scene right there, I was pissed about what happened with the cop. you know, I was pissed when they showed that. But that really got to me, his reaction, and to know that this is what people react like. They will be, that's PTSD gonna happen. You know, that's trauma that you probably can never get over. You know, and for a child, that made me tear up because I felt that. You know, Keisha had came up in there trying to talk to him. He didn't want to really talk, and you know, she was like, "Don't do what I did, and you have to open up and you have to say something. Okay, don't lock yourself up here." He was like, "I ain't finna go to no therapy." She said, "You ain't gotta go to therapy, but you do have to talk. Maybe you should go down there and see Jake." Okay. He do go down there to see Jake. Jake is pissed off at the fact that he didn't come earlier, and mad at the fact that maybe if I had my uniform on, I probably would have got away too. He was like, "No, I got away or whatever because, you know, I did what the cops said or something. I wasn't arguing with the cops and all this stuff." And I was like, I mean, granted, Jake shouldn't have did what he did, but it still was no reason for him to tackle him and to, you know, beat him up. If you're going to tackle him, but not to beat him up when he wasn't doing nothing. At this point in time, you have already de-escalated because he couldn't do nothing, but then you just escalated it even more when you start punching him. For what reason? You know, you was doing too much. And of course the video got out. Kevin was upset at the fact that, you know, they put the video out, but Jake wasn't. You know what I'm saying? He gonna tell Kevin. He was like, "What the fuck should I do?" He said, "You should have at least recorded it or something. You should have had my back." It was like, Maisha recorded it. She more of a rider than you. I said, these little motherfuckers. He was like, "Fine, I'm gone." He's about to leave. Papa come in. And then the mood changed like they was bros again. I said, these kids. But they all going through some stuff, you know? So emotions are just running high and everywhere. At this point, you know, Tabitha, she comes over to Keisha's place and she let her know, "I know you picked up on some stuff. Me and my husband were getting divorced," and she brought some Garrett popcorn. I said, "Come on, Garrett. If you from Chicago, that's one of our main staples, okay? We known for Garrett popcorn. Make sure y'all go and check it out." But you know, she was like, "I'm getting divorced, and you know, I had him come to make it seem as if this would be a better chance for me to get a child." And you know, at this point, because she really wants a child, and that's why he came, you know. And so Keisha was like, "I understand that, and I'm sorry that you're going through what you're going through, but I want I want my child to grow up in a 2-parent household." I said, "Damn," you know. I said, "Shut Tabitha all the way down like that." Meanwhile, we got Trig and Imani. They outside and they about to whoop somebody. They setting somebody up. They put the ski mask on, and it was like, "Here he come, here he come." Now at first I thought it was gonna be the white cop. Okay, now it wasn't nobody white. I think it was a black dude. You know. And they beat his ass. Trig was beating his ass. I said, "Oh my God, what the butt of the gun? What happened?" And then it went off like that. Mind you, while they was up in the restaurant, Jada, Dre, and them, Jada gets a little drink to the table, and it was from her massage dude. Okay, remember the dude that came over that was Emmett Friends that was giving out massages or whatever and wound up fucking Jada? Okay, yeah, him. And then he came over wanting to take her out on a real date. I said, "Oh," he was like, "I mean, we gonna get to the sex later, but I still want to take you out. Fuck the massage table. I do what I do later. I just want to take you out." I was like, "Oh, that's cute." Overall, if I missed anything, I can't remember. Emmett. Emmett, that's what I want to say. Emmett and Tiff got Dom and Darnell over at the crib. Why they doing this little double date shit, I don't know, okay? Because at this point, Don knows the secret, Darnell knows the secret, and everybody else knows except for Tiff and this little foursome, okay? And so he is sweating bullets while they're sitting there watching Soul Food. First of all, what did I just say earlier in the review about Darnell not keeping up with technology, okay? That man came in there with Soul Food on a VHS, okay? A VHS. Shit that I grew up on in the goddamn 90s. And they was like, "Bitch, we ain't even got a VCR." He said, "I do." He brought his own VCR and then didn't know how to plug it up because he said his stuff is in the front. I said, "No, this nigga still got a TV with a booty in the back." I said, "Darnell." Mad you, Emmy said he brought him a smart TV. I said, "Oh my God, an Apple TV or whatever." Child, some parents just like, "I don't need all that shit. That complicates my life. This is simple as hell." They sitting there looking at Soul Food, and it just so happened to be at the part where Terry just cuts Mouse out after, you know, revealing to him that she knew that he fucked Faye. And you got Darnell repeating it. You got Tiffany repeating it. You got Emmett, mind you, they was sitting there eating some weed brandies and stuff. He tripping, okay? It's that guilty conscience eating him up or whatever. And it was a lot. Dom and Tiff about to go into business. I said, Dom, you dirty too, bitch. You's a dirty bitch, okay, at this point. He dirty as fuck because you fucked around on your woman and then you got married to her. She dirty as hell because you knew he was in a relationship, and then not only that, or if you didn't, you still working with this girl. You working with this girl knowing what you did while they was together. That's fucked up. Anyway, the shot was cute. I liked it so far. The first episode, I really did like it. You guys tell me how you feel about it. And I see y'all later. I had posted that it was up. Somebody gonna say something. I'm tired of the Black Lives Matter stuff or whatever. I ain't like the episode. Girl, I didn't ask. I enjoyed the episode. I ain't looking too deep. I just came to the conclusion that this is what we're going to be dealing with in most of these shows because that's what we dealt with. Most of these shows try to deal with reality some type of way in a fictional way, so that's what happens. But anyway, that's the shot, y'all. Y'all tell me how y'all felt about this opening episode, and I will see y'all later. Peace.